Star Wars Celebration is just over a month away, which is terrifying because I don't think either of us are actually ready. But we've had some people ask us what our tips are for first timers, and that's what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, last celebration, 2017 in Orlando, that was our first celebration. So we're not like seasoned veterans, but we have done a lot of cons.
Yeah,
so,
we've done Dragon Con, 10 years in a row now?
Yeah. So we do know our way around a convention.
Yeah.
And let's start with just general convention tips.
Sure.
Hygiene is key.
Yeah. Take a shower. Luckily, it's probably not going to be 100 degrees in Chicago.
That's true.
In April, like it is at Dragon Con
in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Yeah, people like in full leather costumes that clearly haven't showered for a while. I say this like I don't have a sense of smell, but a lot of people complain about the smell at Dragon Con because it's just a bunch of people packed in together. So
it's getting sweaty in there.
But beyond just like being considerate, con crud is a thing, like with that many people around.
Yeah, there's tons of people around touching everything. I would say have some hand sanitizer, maybe some sanitizing wipes, just have them on hand. Bring a backpack for sure, just to put stuff in that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I mean, bring your camera, your stuff you want signed, water.
Yeah.
Snacks.
Definitely, yeah. Bring a water bottle. Snacks is a good one. Like, just get a box of Cliff Bars or,
protein bars, something easy.
Yeah.
That isn't going to go bad in the cold or heat.
Yeah.
But you don't want to pay outlandish amounts of money for a meal every day. You can bring some snacks in.
Yeah, and you'll feel better if you're being a little bit more healthy with, like you said, a protein bar instead of just like living on random slices of pizza or hot dogs.
I'm feeling a little attacked right now. That's literally our Dragon Con. Every night is like, well, I guess we're gonna eat a few slices of pizza for dinner.
Well, at Dragon Con, it's hard not to. The pizza stands, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Comfortable shoes is a pretty big one. You're going to be walking a lot, especially if you want to explore the city of Chicago.
I mean, even just the convention, honestly, and like I'm doing this myself right now. I would go for some walks beforehand, like kind of get used to walking around because it'll hit you.
Yeah.
There have been times where I've just not been ready for the amount of walking.
And it's interesting because it'll be crowded, it's like this slow walking where you're just on your feet all day and you wake up the next morning and you're so sore and you're like, did I run a marathon? No, it's just like the stabilizing muscles in your hips and your legs are going to be sore from just standing all day.
And slow walking. That's a good point. If you're in line or something, you just kind of like shuffle slowly for a while and it'll beat you up.
Yeah, take breaks throughout the day. Designate.
Don't be a hero, people.
Don't fill your schedules up too full. Like,
again, I'm feeling a little attacked.
Definitely, like, plan for taking a break and actually like having a lunch break or stuff like that.
Take care of yourself. That con crud. That's kind of what this is all about. Like, try to be healthy or else you will probably get sick afterwards. So many of our friends get con crud after a convention. I've never had it. I'm just gonna toot my own horn. She has.
You will. I've tried to give it to him. And
cough directly in my mouth.
He's immune.
Okay, but now let's get into some Star Wars Celebration specific stuff. Let's talk about the big panels.
Yeah.
In Orlando, there seemed to be 1 or 2 major panels every day, and it was usually in the morning. Mm-hmm. So this year, I mean, we're going to have probably The Mandalorian, Episode 9. We already know they're doing a panel for The Phantom Menace, The Clone Wars, Star Wars Resistance, and Rebels Remembered. Rebels Remembered probably isn't one of the big panels, but what else haven't I mentioned? The Mandalorian. Yeah. Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to cover. Galaxy's Edge. there are probably going to be a lot of big panels this year.
Yeah. I did see that, I think it's Tracy confirmed that they were not going to be announcing any new animated shows at the Rebels Remembered panel.
Or any animated panel, she said.
Yeah. So
I think we're safe from any new animation. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if we heard about new live action stuff. But my point is, at least in Orlando's case, and before that, I know that in order to get into these early morning big panels, they had lines going overnight. And honestly, my advice is to not do that. We kind of had a rough experience with it, to be fair, where we waited in line all night to go to that 40th anniversary panel, and then there was a big kerfuffle with the line in the morning, and we weren't allowed in.
Yeah.
Like, people cut in line.
Well, it was weird because we had our overnight line. At some point, they like shut the doors and we're like, everyone in this room is getting in the panel. And we're like, yay, let's sleep on the concrete. Which, by the way, on the website, we were told we couldn't bring chairs or anything. So we just came with like pillows.
Small pillows.
In our backpacks.
We were like on the concrete.
Yeah. And then come to find out, people have like tents and air mattresses and like a blow up couch. So bring that stuff anyways, even if you read that you're not allowed to.
If you're going, yeah. Ask for forgiveness, not for permission, I guess.
Yeah.
But we just didn't have a great experience there. I am hopeful that
the line got cut.
Yeah.
About 10 or so people in front of us, and we went back to our room. Sad. And
took a nap.
Yeah. Well, we watched the panel
we took a nap though, because it was still 2 hours from that panel.
Oh, right. So we took a nap and then we just watched it as it was streamed.
And that's what we did for the rest of the time. We just streamed everything from our hotel room because that was a little easier for me to make videos. But honestly, we didn't really feel like we missed out. We were upset about that first one, but by the time we got back to the convention, it was fine. Like, we had a great time. And also, I mean, hopefully the line management is just better this year.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're going to do overnight lines. Like, they might change the system completely. But I'm just saying that you don't have to be in the room. Like, if you want to do it, maybe pick that one panel that you have to be there for.
Yeah.
I would never begrudge anyone for wanting to be in that room because the energy has to be insane. Mm-hmm. But you can also get that energy from other stages where they stream it on a big screen and you're surrounded by people still.
Yeah, anywhere in the actual convention, if a big panel is going on, they'll have it up on a big screen somewhere.
Yeah. I just don't want you guys to feel like if I'm not in the room, it's over. It's like, this sucks. Yeah. Because that's how we felt, and it was fine. And the panels are amazing. All the news announcements are amazing, but the energy of the entire convention is fun, and that's why you're there. And we were reminded of that
yeah.
on that first day.
Yeah, if you try to get into all the big panels, you're going to be so exhausted, and you may not be able to enjoy the other parts of, the convention and the nightlife that we're going to talk about here in a second. So.
Right. It's like, you don't want to spend your entire time there in line.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough if you do. As for smaller panels, you can usually get into those with As for smaller panels, it can usually be a lot easier to get into those. Mm-hmm. And while they might not drop news, I've found that they do drop kind of the juiciest bits of lore.
Yeah, especially if there's like writers or special guests. All the stuff that we saw at DragonCon with Henry Gilroy was amazing.
Yeah.
He dropped some crazy bombs on us.
Yeah. So we weren't expecting any of that at DragonCon.
Yeah.
But he was, dropping all of these reveals about the Clone Wars. And it does feel like animation has the biggest stuff. And usually every year, Pablo Hidalgo and Dave Filoni will do a panel together. They might not this year, or maybe that'll be the Rebels Remembered panel. But
yeah, I don't know.
The past 2 years, they did one like about the untold tales of Ahsoka that had a lot of cool stuff in it. Last year, they did one where they showed that clip of Boba Fett and Cad Bane that they were going to have their showdown in the Clone Wars. So you can see some really cool stuff in smaller panels.
Yeah, and you have a better chance at asking your questions that you want to ask and just having an actual discussion with people.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to get wrapped up in all of the big news announcements for good reason, but there's a lot of other worthwhile stuff to go and see and experience. And we're going to be on 3 smaller panels this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on one all about military with Space Stock and Templin Institute, 2 other YouTube channels that you would probably recognize because we're friends with them.
Do you know when that panel is?
That one is on Friday at 1:30, and that's going to be moderated by our friend Thomas, who really knows his Star Wars trivia, and also is going to have our friend John Lang and some other people I can't talk about. But then right after that at 2:30, you're on the Schmodown.
I'm on the Schmodown. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, you're going to show off your trivia chops.
Oh, Jesus.
You're ready. You're ready. You'll be ready.
I'm so nervous.
So that's Friday. And then on Monday, we're both on a panel about creating communities.
Yeah, content creation.
Wars. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. It's moderated by our friend Tyler, and it'll have Bria, who writes for Star Wars, and Emma Fife, who is part of the Schmodown Collider family.
Yeah. So all great people, all people we're friends with. But yeah, small panels, also good.
Yeah. So if you're going to be cosplaying, there's a couple of pretty important things. Like we said earlier, you probably won't be dealing with heat as much at this particular convention, but a general good rule to follow is to check the material of your costume and see whether or not it's breathable, because if it's not breathable, you are just going to be encased in a layer of sweat all day. And you don't want that. So check and see if things are breathable. It's great if you have someone with you, especially if your cosplay is like big and you know you're going to be getting a lot of attention from it. It's great to have a buddy, you know, to be able to...
Or a husband
to be able to help you out and hold your stuff while people take your pictures.
I'm basically a pack mule at Dragon Con sometimes.
It's helpful.
I know.
If someone is there and is willing to help you, then that's always a plus.
Yes. I mean, I'm not complaining because your cosplays are always a lot of fun. My cosplays are always like built for goofiness and comfort.
Yeah.
Which can also be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I do encourage dressing up in some form or another.
Yeah.
It's always fun, and it doesn't have to be this big intricate thing to be enjoyable.
If your cosplay has weapons, make sure you follow all the guidelines for those. They usually will zip tie the triggers on guns.
Airsoft guns.
Yeah, even if they look super, super fake, they're probably going to zip tie them anyways. And on the other side of things, if you're not cosplaying but you like to photograph cosplayers, just make sure to ask permission before you do.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, they're there to have their photos taken. That's why they dressed up.
They want to show it off.
But
still be careful.
Yeah, be
nice.
Be nice and considerate. If you see that they have been standing in a place for quite a while and they need to move on and go somewhere, let them go.
Be understanding.
Yeah, be understanding. And I can't tell you how many people have just, like, as I'm walking somewhere, just, like, taken their phone out and snapped a picture. And I've been like, I can stop for a photo if you want. But by that time, they're gone. I don't know. So, like, don't be afraid to ask permission to take pictures, because that's probably why they're doing it.
Yeah. But that's also, like, that's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. Be respectful. Just because someone's in costume, like, they might not want their picture taken.
Yeah.
And they definitely don't want to be touched by someone random. Like,
yeah. Don't grab any arms. Like, hey, wait, I didn't get my photo.
Yeah. Just be cool.
Yeah. Don't be even more careful if there's like little kids in costume that you think are cute and want to video or take pictures of, because that I'm sure their parents are gonna be on high alert.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to outside of the convention, the nightlife kind of things. Last time there were plenty of chances for meetups, like live podcast recordings. The guys at Collider had a meetup that we went to and was a lot of fun. Last year and this year, they're doing a 501st party, and I highly recommend it. I can't recommend that party enough.
Yeah.
It is pricey.
It's very expensive, but it has an open bar, and they go all out with decorations. Last year they had girls dressed as Twi'leks spinning from
doing like
ceiling.
Aerial acrobatics.
Yeah, and like they had several areas where you could take your picture where it kind of like looked like you were in the cantina or on Tatooine, you know.
All the bars looked like the cantina.
Yeah.
And it's like the Star Wars party of your dreams.
Yeah.
This one is Canto Bight themed. So if you want to get into the spirit of it, you could like put on some nice clothes and stuff. I'll probably wear that goofy stormtrooper suit I have, but like I can't argue that it's expensive, but it is so much fun. And like what, 2 years ago, or the Orlando one, Weird Al did a concert there.
Timothy Zahn was there, and he got up on stage.
Timothy Zahn is a freaking rock star.
And everybody was cheering for him.
He was like throwing buttons and candy into the crowd.
I'm sure he is going to be there again this year. This year it's Thursday night, and it's at the Science Museum. I can't think of the actual name. We'll put a link down below for where you can buy tickets for it.
But yeah, so much fun. But I just want to say, like, try to get out and meet some people.
Yeah. If you hear that there's, like you said, a live podcast that you're interested in, or someone's doing an after party, go out, you know.
Mingle.
Yeah. Go out and mingle. Everybody who is there for Star Wars. Chances are you're there for Star Wars. So there's your opener right there.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the perfect segue into the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is just meeting people. Because last time I was sincerely depressed to leave.
Yeah.
I felt like overwhelming sadness that it was over, because we just had so much fun being surrounded by Star Wars fans. Like, Dragon Con is kind of similar when you're being surrounded by a ton of nerds who are generally into sci-fi and fantasy, and like there are a lot of Star Wars people there, but like Celebration is this one focused thing, and everyone is so excited from all the news, and it's just like you could make friends with literally anybody next to you. And so yeah, just try to meet people and have fun, and
that's where
make some connections.
That's where we met Ken and Christian for the very first time, I think.
Yeah, I had never met either of them in person. Ken and I had like talked on Twitter before, and he was so kind and warm and welcoming to us that I'm in love with him now, and I'm leaving you.
Okay.
Like Ken is one of my favorite all-time Star Wars people, because he was just there to love on Star Wars, and he was so much fun to talk to, and like literally everyone there is there for that reason. Yeah,
and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying similar things, like, I'm gonna be there. I'm kind of shy in real life. If you see me, if you recognize me, come say hi. I don't mind. You know, I might look like I don't want to talk, but for the most part, people are happy to mingle, you know, if you get recognized. We're happy to stop and say hi and chat and take pictures or sign autographs if you want, which is weird, but we're happy to do it.
It's weird in the sense that, like, I still don't... It's hard to wrap my head around why someone wants my autograph.
Oh, yeah. It's not weird if
It's not weird if you ask.
It's not weird if you want it. It's weird for us because
It's just different.
Yeah.
This is the one time a year, or, like, I guess it's been 2 years since Celebration, but it's strange that so many people are excited to see us.
And recognize us.
I mean, obviously it's thrilling also, but yes, like you are more than welcome to come say hi to us. We love it. We eat it up and we're happy to chat with you. The only time that it is going to be any kind of issue is if we have to get from one panel to another. Like my panel's at 1:30, yours is at 2:30. We're going to have to move pretty quick, but we're happy to walk and talk, walk and take selfies.
Yeah.
Like any of that.
Yeah.
If we can do it, we will stay and talk with you.
Yeah. And we will have at least one official meetup. We just have to get our scheduling figured out. But definitely we can say on Monday after our panel, which will be probably around 3:00 is when it ends.
Yeah, I think it starts at 2:15 and I think it goes to 3.
So we'll definitely be hanging out after that panel for an official meetup. But
well, I would say that after the Schmodown on Friday, your Schmodown, and after the panel on Monday, that's an easy way. We'll stay there and we can meet and talk there. And yeah, we'll do an official, probably big joint meetup with people like Space Doc and Templin Institute, Elliot from Battlefront Updates, more YouTubers, so we can just all kind of hang out together. We just don't know the schedule for the convention yet, so it's hard to plan one. We're not going to plan one and then find out that's when the episode 9 panel is.
Yeah.
And we should say, we didn't even mention this in the nightlife thing, but we're doing the Schmodown live at a theater on Saturday night where I will be defending the belt against maybe Molly or maybe one of 4 other people.
Yeah, whoever wins the Schmodown on Friday that I'm in will play him Saturday night outside of the convention. So you have to buy separate tickets for that event. But the live Schmodown events are so much fun.
Yeah, if you're going to that, I think even part of it is just a meet and greet with people. So we're going to be there, obviously, and we'll hang out there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so. I would just reiterate to follow everyone on social media that you want to try to meet with, or like any events like outside of the convention that you want to go to. Make sure to follow people on social media, Twitter mostly, I think, to figure out when and where those events will be.
Yeah, Molly does a great job of keeping our Twitter up to date so you can know where we'll be and when, what we're wearing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our tips for attending a convention, and specifically Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
If you have any specific questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer any more, but I'm just excited at this point. Like, this is one of the things I've been looking forward to the most all year. Like, even more so than the content, it just filled me with life, it felt like, in 2017, and I'm sad we didn't have one in 2018. But yeah, again, feel free to let us know if you have any questions in the comments, and we'll try to answer them. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Smash that like button and the notification bell.
Check out our Patreon page and all that stuff. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.
We don't know how to end videos.